What's going on, everybody? Today we are taking a look at a very beautiful 1878 Morgan silver dollar, but there is something very special about this 1878 Morgan silver dollar, and I hope you guys stick with me to find out what it is because this is really, really cool. First thing we have on this, guys, if you flip it over, you can see we do have an 8 tail feather variety, so as I'd angle it in the light, you can see the 8 tail feathers down there. But there's a lot more going on to this beautiful 1878 than just being an 8 tail feather. So how about we head over to the coin scope, take a look at what we have, and I'll show you some really, really cool stuff in this 1878 Morgan. Okay, so here we have it under the scope. The first thing we're going to take a look at, guys, you can see this is definitely an 8 tail feather. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is a very beautiful 8 tail feather variety, 1878 Morgan silver dollar, first year, and they were obviously making minor changes to the dies as time went on. What else we have going on this, though, if we move up just a little bit, you can see there's like an extra spiky wing coming out over here, as well as some other feathers sticking out on this side as well, which is really, really cool. So I'm like, all right, well, that's very interesting, right? Now let's check out the obverse of this beautiful coin. Now right here, guys, this is the bread and butter. This is what I'm so excited about finding on this. So if we take a look at the L, we have the L. There's some definite doubling right there. We have doubling on the I, doubling on the B, on the E, the R, the T, and the Y. So we have to move it in the light a little bit just so you can see the doubling, because sometimes the lighting just kind of takes out. But you can see right here as we move it, look at that, guys. Look at the doubling on that T and the Y right there. Look at that R, that E. Very, very cool. What else is going on this thing? Well, we have more doubling, not just on that. But if we take a look at the stars, there's actually, not only is there doubling, but there's some tripling on these left stars, guys. That right there is an actual triple die right there. That is a triple die on the 1, 2, and 3 star, which is really, really cool. You can also see a slight die crack going on there, but that's not of importance. Look at this one. Look at the points. 1, 2, 3. That's another tripled star right there. That is so cool. So this is not a double die obverse, but at some point, this is a triple die obverse. Really, really cool. And there's doubling, by the way, on every single one of these stars, or tripling. Look at that. Look at that, guys. That is absolutely incredible. When we go down here to the 1878, you can see a little bit of doubling here on the 7. Nothing major. There's a little bit of a spike or something coming out at the top right there on the 8. Nothing major, but it still does exist. And then if we look at the right side stars, here we go, guys. We have doubling. You don't see any tripling really over here, but you do see a lot of doubling as we go up through the stars on that side. So the question is, what do we have? Because obviously we have a really cool double die obverse here with an 8 tail feather reverse, which is really awesome. So let's take a look. We're going to go over the VAM world, and I'm going to show you what we are looking at with our beautiful 1878. So when I was looking at this coin, what I really wanted to have was a VAM 15, because a VAM 15 is a huge find. It has a huge value over a regular 1878 8 tail feather. And finding a VAM 15 in this grade would have been absolutely incredible. However, it wasn't. One thing we are missing, if we take a look at this, let's go ahead and pull the scope up actually so we can look at them side by side. Okay, so you can see that we have the spiky tail feather, but if you look on the left side, you can see on the VAM 15, there's some separation, and those extra tail feathers on the other side, they're completely disconnected from the rest of the feathers right there. So unfortunately, we don't really have that. If we continue to scroll down, the doubling is fine. We saw the doubling ourselves. We don't really need to look at that. However, if we look at the 87 compared to the VAM 15, what we're really missing is right here. There's some like metal fill inside of the 8 right here, which is very unfortunate. We don't have that on ours. As you can see, looking at the scope, we don't have that at all. So we have a really cool double, but we don't have a VAM 15. So, after doing some more research, I've figured out that what we actually have is a VAM 16. So the pictures on the VAM 16, I should say, are not quite as good as the pictures on the VAM 15, but you can see that we have a strongly doubled Liberty, which we know. We have tripling on the first 4 stars, which we know. Now, here's the big thing. If we look at the reverse again, you can clearly see that the extra feathers that we have, especially the large pointed feather, matches identical to the VAM 16. So what we're actually looking at is a VAM 16, not a VAM 15. Now, it does say that late dye stage with a spike of metal between the loops and the first 8 on the left side. We don't have a late dye stage variety for ours. We just have the regular VAM 16. And then here is the full image of it on VAM World, so we can take a look. And this pretty much is identical to what we have going on. So we have the strong doubling in Liberty. Here is without the extra metal fill. In fact, if you look here, you can even see that little spike right above the 8 like we talked about. You can see the tripling and all of these stars right here as well. Now, something else that's not mentioned here, but is mentioned in the Cherry Picker's Guide. If you look here in front of the eye, this is the VAM 15, not the VAM 16 we're looking at. If you look in front of the eye, you see that little spike right there? That is not on the VAM 16. It's only on the VAM 15. It's actually one of the main things that you look for. It's surprising to me that VAM World didn't actually call that out, because it is called out in the Cherry Picker's Guide. And if you guys don't know what a Cherry Picker's Guide is, I'm going to be going over that very soon. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that video. But that is a characteristic of the 15, but unfortunately not the 16. So there you have it, guys. We have our beautiful 1878 Morgan Silver Dollar 8-tail feather variety VAM 16. Now, this isn't actually my coin. It is my friend. We're going to call him Dave. We called him Dave before. He actually let me use this to make a video on it. Now, he actually originally thought it was a 15. Unfortunately, I had to let him know that it's not. It's a 16. But he let me make a video on this coin, and we are going to be sending this off to NGC to get attributed, because NGC does attribute the VAM 16 of this particular coin, as well as some other really cool coins that we are going to send off. We'll be making a video showing all of them before we send them off, and then, of course, we'll make another video afterwards showing the results. But this is from Dave. So, Dave, thank you so much for allowing me to record this, and I hope we get an amazing grade with the VAM 16 attribution for this beautiful 1878 8-tail feather Morgan Silver Dollar. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something from it as well. If you did, please make sure you subscribe and hit that like, and we will see you in the very next video.